Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Chilla and Vanilla podcast. We missed you. It's been a while. And by a while, I mean a week. We took a week off just because
We're
we got
busy
shit to
sons of
do.
bitches.
Yeah. This ain't our only shit, alright? But it could be. More of you loved us. Love us. Join the cult.
Notice me, senpai.
Notice me, senpai. Yeah, welcome back. We're going to be going over Platinum End this time around. And for those of you that have watched the show, you know, or should have a pretty good inkling of where we're going to be going with this. So, without further fucking ado, let's begin.
All right. I don't even know where to start with this one.
I'll do a very brief breakdown of the plot. So basically, the entire plot of the show is our MC is standard ass fucking MC, by the way. The hair, the mood, the every fucking whole ass like
The fit, whack.
the fit.
The hair,
I mean,
whack.
whack.
When he walks, whack.
Whack. Yeah, he's about as whiny and nobody loves me as it gets. Now, granted, his backstory makes sense as to why he's that way, but at the same time, the entire show is centered around suicide.
But yeah, so if you're warning, if you're sensitive,
Yeah, if you're sensitive to
show.
the topic of
It's a topic,
suicide, because that is definitely a very very touchy subject.
And
Definitely
very prevalent throughout the whole show.
Yeah, very much so. Here's your warning for that. So we're not gonna go into any like details. We're not gonna go into any details, but yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah. So the premise of the show is this kid's really sick of shit, and it's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna off myself, and an angel saves him. And all of a sudden he's got angel powers. He's got the wings of an angel, lips of an angel. No, I'm just kidding. And he has two weapons. They have angel human babies, which is completely impossible. But yeah, he gets a red arrow and a white arrow. The red arrow is basically like Cupid's arrow. Anybody that he shoots with it is infatuated with him and will do everything that he says. And the white arrow is to kill, because of course, why wouldn't it be? We end up in a scenario to where we are in a battle royale of sorts, a really shitty one, but a battle royale of sorts, to where there are apparently 12 other god candidates, and unbeknownst
13,
to him,
I think.
Oh yeah, other than him, there are 12 other.
Well, yeah, you're right. My bad.
12 other god candidates. Yeah, 13 total god candidates that must be whittled down by various means, whether by killing or by everyone coming to a consensus to choose the next god, because God's tired of godding. So, yeah.
Which is a new concept.
That is a brand new concept. And oh yeah, and the other concept of people that are suicidal are the best candidates because they've lost all hope, and this is a means for them to restore hope to them. So that is the entire premise and concept of the show. Plus or minus candidates. Yeah, plus or minus a few caveats here and there. It's
that's a general summary. That's about it.
It's this. Okay, but before we even continue further, I will say this right here. This show should have been 12 episodes. Plain and fucking simple.
Starting off with the hot take.
You're goddamn right. We're coming in fucking running. Like I'm yeeting this bitch off a cliff. This shit should have been 12 episodes. This is full blown 12 episode territory. If an anime like Inuyashiki can tell a very well written, concise story that's fucked up but also really like wow, eye opening all at the same time in 12 episodes, you haven't seen that one yet. Then yeah, this shit should have very much so been fucking 12 episodes. Because the main big bad, they fucking killed off, basically fucking capitalism incarnate, they killed off.
Polyman. That's what also threw me off, because I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, and also if I hear that, there was a point where I just stopped watching the fucking show because I got tired of hearing Polyman 973 and a half fucking times per episode. Is it Polyman? Oh, it's Polyman. I swear to God. So, yeah, there are a lot of things that I highly dislike about this show. I'm going to go off the things that I do enjoy about it first, because.
Say, too mean yet.
I won't be too mean yet. I'm gonna go off the things that I like about it. Let's have you start off with the things that you liked about it first. How about
Oh,
that?
thank you, sir.
The
Well,
naked ass
so
face.
definitely, I feel like I say this every episode, but we keep touching on so many different style of animes. It's definitely a unique concept. Uh, I don't think I don't know. It was a weird kind of twist on the whole religious God thing,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of they put it in a different way that I wasn't expecting. I mean, you've got the angels and the arrows and wings and power and all those fun things, but
Halos and all that shit.
like yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
interesting on how they're like, oh, it's a Hunger Games for God for who becomes God. Apparently, God's tired and done, and now we get to pick some of the lowlives on Earth. So, well, but I did like all the different God candidates and how they all were kind of completely different. Other than, I mean, other than our boy Mira and his homegirl Saki, they
Yeah,
were
they're
pretty much
about
the same.
as
Just they were the same character, just boy and girl.
yeah, just boy and girl. Yeah, identical character, just boy and girl.
Oh,
Fucking
shit.
irritating.
But yeah, they they definitely brought in like, and I like how they didn't announce all of them at the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
Like it was kind of slowly released, like you found new ones as the show went on and kind of who was actually God candidates.
yeah,
That was cool. I was really confused about how they kind of were able to end up killing Metropolyman. He's one of the God candidates that's like the rich asshole that's using his powers to try and basically trying to kill everyone else because he wants to be God the forceful way. But I was surprised they killed him. I was looking, they were getting ready to kill him, and I was like, "What episode is this?"
yeah,
It was like, well, and I wasn't sure what the hell was supposed to happen after that because I thought he was going to be the main freaking story the whole time, and I was like, they're really, which because damn my throat. Sorry.
dry ass fucking throat.
I need some milk. Um, no, but basically that the fight when they started the interaction, the one they ended up killing him at,
Yeah,
I was kind of thinking in my head, I was like, they've had him like fight him too many times. How many more like tropes to get
scenarios.
out of
Yeah,
it are they going to throw into this where it's
exactly.
just like, so like, okay, the first couple times they made good sense, like at the stadium, they didn't really reveal themselves. And then their second encounter at the tower, they obviously had him retreat. But I was wondering how they were gonna pull him out of this one again, and well, they've just finished it, and then I
Yeah,
wasn't sure where the show was going after that.
exactly. It's just as shit um of killing off a major character
Yeah,
as Death Note was. Just very fucking fitting. Why? Because the goddamn creator did Death Note. So it makes sense that the second half, this motherfucker just can't do a second half. It's plain and simple. And at a certain point, just don't fucking try and write a second half. You had a very well paced story up until you killed the main big bad, which you gave standard fucking I'm rich and I hate the poor's, fuck the poor's mentality
yeah,
to, instead of like, an actual fleshed out story. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, maybe his past is really fucked up, right? Like, kind of how,
yeah.
like, you
No, it
know,
was just, oh, I'm such a rich prick. I
yeah,
accidentally killed my
yeah,
sister.
I'm a rich prick, and I had a fucking sister complex and wanted nobody, no, there are no fucking male genitalia coming anywhere near my sister except for mine. Nah, that's that was Udio, and really fucking weird. That's all I gotta say on that. Um, homegirl, his sister, whole ass told him, "Oh my god, I got that boyfriend now," and he's like, "What?"
No, it wasn't even that. It was, I'm going on a date.
Yeah, I'm going on a date. I'm seeing this guy. I'm
Yeah,
going on a date, and he's like, "What? No, he's he's a filthy poor. This can't be." And like grabs her arm because he apparently has this like he owns this tech company or whatever. He's like a young heir to a tech company,
Mhm.
and yeah, makes like these like undying flowers garden or whatever for his sister, and he goes in there to relax sometimes and read about how great and rich he is. And then she comes in there and tells him, and then like it's on this pedestal for whatever reason, and he ends up pushing her off the edge on accident, quote unquote. And
Yeah,
then
get a
when
brick.
yeah, could have very easily saved his own sister and was like, wait.
Wasted.
Yeah, could have very it's just you died.
Yeah.
Could have very easily saved his sister, but he whole ass had a conversation with himself like, oh wait, she can't be soiled by the pores if I just let her die.
Yeah. No, that was yeah. That's why I
What?
didn't feel bad for
Yeah,
him
there was
at all.
no like there was no actual connection to this character at any point in time. He was just a big bad that was the embodiment of like billionaire mentality and pissed me off. Like he was a shit. He was a shit fucking villain, but he was the most fleshed out villain that we had. And then they were
Yeah.
like, fuck it, we're gonna kill him now. And then shit or literally leave a trail of wet shit behind us for the rest of the series.
Yeah. Well, okay. So go back on a positive note now that you're done ranting.
Oh, I've got
I
more.
think out of all like the god candidates, I think my two favorite characters were Nanato and Hajime. So
Yep.
Nanato, I liked him a lot because he had the fleshed out story, but it was like he had the cancer and he was kind of given up, but then he he was fighting for the purpose of not letting Metropolitan Man become God, so that when his wife and kid are that he's leaving behind when the cancer finally takes him,
Mm-hmm.
he's fighting to make it to where it won't be a shit world for him.
Yeah.
Spoilers, didn't really work out that well, anyways.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he put in that work though.
which oh well, no. He was
Yeah.
one of
Well,
those
yeah. The very. You mean the
honorable.
very end?
Yeah, no, yeah, which we'll get to in a
We'll
second.
get there.
But he was one of those just honorable, like honorable in the sense of like he was
I'm
loyal
only.
to
Yeah.
his
I'm not
people, and
only fighting for humanity, but my main reason is that I'm fighting for my family, the people I
but he
love
was
the
also
most.
logical at the same time,
Exactly.
unlike our MC there, who was
Uh,
just
oh, you
he
want
actually brought the logic to it, and I'm glad he got to finish things off.
Bugaido was my absolute favorite character. Like you said, very well fleshed out.
Yeah,
He was the everyman. If you think about it, he's just like any normal person would be thinking like him. Like, what the fuck? This dude's fucking crazy. Why are we not shooting him yesterday? Like,
yeah, no
yeah,
shit, like
you know,
all this.
like
But I shouldn't kill
yeah, I
anyone.
shouldn't kill anybody, even though I was super casual about. I'm just gonna jump off a building. Like,
Yeah,
had no issues with that shit. But all of a sudden, you got the will to live, and then you
like, and this
decided,
guy's already killed. At this point, he had already
yeah,
killed multiple people.
he literally kills the dude on his introduction.
He kills that little girl god candidate.
Yeah, he whole ass killed a
Like he
child.
just like anyways.
Yeah, he's like, well, this isn't playing out the way that I wanted to, so die. Like
Yeah,
he killed a child, and I think he killed more than one child, if I'm not mistaken, in the show.
yeah.
Like this dude's ruthless, and our MC, as you notice, we haven't really talked very much about. That's for a fucking reason because he shouldn't. It should have the show should have surrounded around fucking Mikaido. Honestly, he was
Yeah, that would have
such a
been
much
better.
better such a better character overall. Like I've never seen an MC that like, and I guess it's just a writing technique that they decided on. Of I want this person to be as like just introverted and just like I really don't. All of this is thrown at me, and I really want nothing to do with this, which they do a pretty good job of initially. Of him being like, I'm not about this. I just want normal happiness.
Yeah.
And his angel Nasi was like, all right, bet. Like they did a decent job of breaking that out in that
Speaking
manner.
of Nasi, she is one of my one of my favorite angels as far as character wise.
Yes.
My favorite part was when uh Saki was wanted to be in the bed alone with Mira, and
Oh yeah.
they're kids, they're like 17 or something. And her angel Revel was like no, and then Nasi was like, come on, let's go, let's leave him alone. Like, and he's like, but wait, and she's like, you're making me angry.
Yeah. And he's like, oh. Yeah.
Like in
She's
that happy voice, they're real pissed.
they're really scary. Like anytime a woman does that shit, it's like, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was
That's one
good.
of the best scenes.
Like there are some pretty good like comedic beats in the show like that.
Yeah, I'll give them props for that. They did
Yeah,
have.
like that's some good
But
comedic
then,
beats. There are some really a lot of the dialogue. This is one of my ups. I'll give the show. A lot of the dialogue is really fucking good. There are scenes where it's just flawless execution as far as like character interaction, and then like immediately followed by garbage. I don't understand. It's a roller coaster,
it's
man.
definitely a roller coaster. But
God,
well, that's the thing. Is like there's just some characters that are just like complete shit,
yeah.
and then you've got some that I'm like back to the ones I like. Hajime, the super ugly guy that got all
Oh
the face
yeah.
surgery. I He was such a minor god candidate character, and he was only in for a few episodes,
But
but
he had
like,
such a big impact.
but
Like,
well, a big impact, and his backstory was like you could.
yeah,
It
like you
was
can feel for
actually a
this dude,
decent
man. Like,
backstory.
yeah.
He's grew up like naturally ugly, couldn't help it. Like when I
The
say it's not like a oh he doesn't look good like this,
no,
they
like
purposely drew him to be
the intro for this
a
dude's
fugly son of a
character.
bitch.
The intro for this dude's character, for Hajime's character, is probably one of the greatest I've ever seen to introduce a character's backstory. He was born
Yeah,
poor and ugly, and as he grew, he only got poorer and uglier. Bro, when I read that shit, I fucking cried laughing. And
yeah,
it wasn't even something to laugh at, like in general, that was something like that's a shit life that he had as a kid. But just that intro, the way the announcer said that shit, I had to pause it because I was cracking up.
yeah. Well,
But
but it
yeah,
was
he's a
nice.
really good
Like
character.
it sucked that he died, but at the same time,
The way that he
they
did,
had to progress.
yeah,
They had to progress through the God candidates eventually, but he at least died happy.
yeah.
I mean, I know he was struck with a red arrow, but he was still at least happy before he went
Mm-hmm.
and felt good about being able to help and save Saki and
I
stuff.
like the way that Nasi, the angel, explained it. Basically, she was like, although he may have been shot by a red arrow, he did die happy because he was
Yeah,
in love. In
exactly.
his mind, he was in love, and so therefore he was happy because that's all he ever wanted. So, regardless of the fact that he literally got turned into fucking human liquid.
Yeah, from freaking that crazy
The hell was
ass
homegirl's name?
toxic doctor. No, it was
Uh,
the girl that did the melting shit that killed him.
Koanada.
Yeah,
Yeah, that bitch.
freaking anthrax hoe.
Yeah, she's like, oh hi, I created a new fucking bioweapon. Yeah.
Unnecessary fan service.
Super unnecessary fan service, A, and super useless character because she was literally in one
In
episode.
one episode, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
that
what?
whole bunch of misfits he brought
Yeah.
in is
Fucking Bakumatsu, trash. The only one that was actually what I would consider a pretty decent character because you didn't really know his motives and like mentality was Yuito, the kid.
yeah. Yeah,
That's the only one
that
because
was a
I had
nice
no
wrench.
idea. Yeah,
Well,
like
yeah, his
him
whole character was like
character was wild, dude. Because
well,
like
he was
the
just like
twist
he
for
just
him was
went
weird.
on the news and he was like, "Oh, hey, yeah, this is how it all works. Go find them all, these god candidates." Like, you know how crazy
It's
the
like you really,
world
yeah,
is.
it's like you really. It was, it made sense from a sixth grader's perspective.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Because
why
he
I'm like,
was pretty damn
he's a
young.
wild character because he's written almost as well as Mikado.
Yeah.
Even though he's such a, I say minor character, like he was a big part of the storyline there for a bit, for like a good fucking 4 episodes, and then of course he gets fucking yeeted
Gets
because
murked out of
yeah,
the sky.
all the really good characters died.
FaZe Gabby must have been in the window.
Gabby was like, "Oh, bitch, you think I can't cross over universes?" Like,
He got sniped.
boom, headshot. But yeah,
Oh, he did.
that boy did. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
like this show, this
It's
quick
just a roller
sidebar.
coaster. That's
It's
the
a roller
easiest way to
coaster.
describe it. It's
But
like
quick,
there's some really good spots that I was like, "Oh, this is really cool," and then it would go into a lull, and I'm like, "Ah."
yeah, but yeah. Quick sidebar. They had no issues murdering children. Just don't throw that out
Yeah,
there.
it
Like,
was
holy
like I said,
fucking
it's
shit.
if you're sensitive, don't. Well, dude, okay. The one part of the show, like obviously it's a dark show and stuff, and I can handle that and deal with that and
Yeah.
watch that. But the one part that was just like unnecessary and I didn't like at all was that little psycho Yamada, the serial killer that Metropoliman let
Oh,
out.
I was not.
That
No,
was
yeah, that
to
was.
me, that was such like unnecessary section. Like, I get they could have done that in so many other ways that wasn't, like, so weird.
That was 2 episodes of useless.
Well, it was
What
2
that
episodes
was.
useless, and it was just unnecessary, like, they were
Yeah,
children,
yeah. Those
and
are
she was
whole
like
ass.
they were
Yeah,
making it, like, sexual and shit, and it's
like
like, I
super.
understand she's a psychopath, and that's cool, but
Yeah, she's a
you could have made it just regular adults, and it would have been 10 times better.
indeed.
It's like, I didn't need that, and I can deal with watching and talking about, like, the suicide and stuff, but, like, that's just,
Yeah, that was
I don't need that in my life.
exactly. That was 2 episodes of why the fuck is this on my screen right now?
Like, unnecessary.
Because for whatever reason, this dude who's I think Uryu is fucking the big bad Uryu Kanade. I'm pretty sure he's like 18, maybe.
I
If I'm not
think they were
mistaken.
all in high school.
Well, yeah, they were all in high school, but I think he was a senior. So it's like,
Maybe, yeah, it just depends. I don't
but
know what
yeah,
they were.
like it doesn't make sense to me that he decided, hey, yeah, I'm gonna break um, this like 15-year-old psychopath out of whatever psych ward that she's been in by
Was
way
she a
of,
kid too?
yeah, she was
I couldn't
15.
tell what she was, like, if she
Yeah,
was
she was like
I was just
15 or
like, "Mm,
16. She was a fucking she was like a sophomore or some shit like that.
damn."
But yeah,
Yeah, that
she's like
makes it
15
even
or 16, and then she's over here red arrowing all these chicks and murdering them and just dumping bodies. Now, mind
well,
you,
not
the
just
chicks that
doing things
she's,
in between as well that
yeah,
we won't go into.
yeah, it's pretty fucking disgusting.
Yeah, so
But yeah,
it's
so
like
that her 2 episodes didn't make any sense because she was used as a pawn, yeah, but she didn't really
it's just
need
another
to
example of just
exist.
stuff that, yeah, like, they could have done that they could have easily done a pawn thing and not had that much bullshit into it.
Yeah, they could have
Because
cut
it
out.
ended up being meaningless anyways. Because he blew up the tower and
He blew
killed
up the
her, it's
fucking
like
tower and she died instantly. So it's like, why the fuck was
and
she
then
even
they
here?
blew it up, and then they fought, and it was like,
Yeah,
"Alright, well, then that was no
like
reason."
cool, I guess. But yeah, as far as characters are concerned, she was absolute throwaway. Fucking Koinata, throwaway character. Bakamatsu, throwaway character. Who else? The Minamikawa, the Uryu's friend or whatever from the school that
He was
realized that Metropolitan Man was him.
yeah,
Why
he
the fuck
really
did he
didn't
keep getting
serve
pulled
a
into the
whole lot.
story?
Yeah, he
Exactly.
was not needed in that at all.
They kept pulling him back in, and I'm like, are you going to have him go to the police or
Yeah, like, when
anything? Because you keep bringing him in like he's gonna do something important here, and he fucking never
and then he
does.
just disappeared from the show, and it was
Yeah, he
like, "Oh,
disappeared, and they
okay."
bring him back randomly, like, oh hey, remember this guy? Cool. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
I did so the second half when they brought in the 2 police characters, Hoshi and Yumika, or
Yumiki.
Yumiki
Yeah.
Yumiki Kikaku. Uh, when they brought them in, I mean, it was nice to have a little bit of a change, but
Yeah, their change was interesting, but
okay,
having
I will say thank you for bringing in Yumiki, but otherwise
Max.
they were kind of I don't know if I don't really feel like they served a whole lot. Like they helped a little bit with some manipulating in the government, but
It was
they helped hide him, I guess, is all they really did.
it was a scenario to where they were like, we need to shift focus here from clear and obvious big bad to we need to start doing some ambiguous ass shit.
Yeah.
And by ambiguous, let's just bring in the government, have them be involved in this shit, and then now let's have other world governments involved in this shit. Oh, now there's interest in making the god
Capturing.
candidates with fucking white arrows assassins by other governments because that would be phenomenal because it doesn't leave a trace. And there's this whole weird plot that came into fucking play
That
there.
yeah, that really meant nothing. Like I understand the government getting involved because obviously you can't go around murdering people and get away with it.
Yeah, but like all
But
the events that happened between the absolute sensational fucking melting of fucking Uryu by way of Mukaido in his literal death throes. When I say that was so satisfying to watch,
yeah,
like, oh man, the slow mo with the bullets. Oh man, that was. It's like, nope, he's not getting it from that.
noise.
Nice. But yeah, that. mm,
All right, so we gotta take an interval here. We didn't really find a good segue, but we've
I
got to
was
get
gonna
to our.
segue it. I was gonna segue it
Ah,
from
nah.
like speaking of really nice things.
Oh, that's the bullshittest segue
I know
ever.
it's garbage, but it's better than you just
This is
saying
how a real
skirt.
pro does it. Hey, we're gonna do a waifu of the week now.
Waifu of the week.
So we're gonna announce our candidates. uh, Candidate one is your girl Yumiki, policewoman. That's all I'm gonna say. Candidate number two is Tamari. And then we had to throw an angel in for number three, and that's Miss Barrett, the angel of knowledge and other things.
That's the thing. She got that
But
monocle and them titties. Hey.
we'll well, I wasn't gonna say it. That's
Oh
what
nah,
the
baby.
other things was.
Oh nah, baby. We gonna say that.
But yeah, no, we'll announce the winner at the end of the show. Let us know yours. Comment in the video, or if you're on audio, we should have a poll, or jump in on the social media post.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
y'all.
look up Chilla and Vanilla. You should be able to find it.
We literally,
It's
if
got
you
the same
look it up, it pops
colors,
up.
and
Yeah,
it's got like a rainbows, and it's got our names and the logo, and But you could tell us there too.
yeah. Do that shit.
But,
Like and
vote,
subscribe.
vote.
Hit that notification bell. Damn
Like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want all updates.
it. Fire that shit up. Damn it.
All right. So we'll announce that. We'll get back to that near closer to the end
Yeah, we'll wrap things up
on
here.
who the why not is. But yeah, we're close anyways.
Yeah, we're pretty close to wrapping shit up here. And the reason why I say that is because we only have a few other things to really cover here. The Angels are all interesting personalities. I loved Rebel's character because he was an angel on like a growth journey.
Yeah.
So I loved his character, and I love the fact that he was Saki's whatever the fuck her name is. Yeah, Saki.
Yeah. Her god kind of her
yeah,
angel.
Yeah, her angel. He seemed really useless and like he was gonna be a pretty shit character initially, and then he was just like, well, the stakes have increased, so therefore I need to fucking play my part. And I like that. That was
Yeah, I liked all the angels in general, just like their characters. I think, but yeah, Revel I think was well, I'd say second favorite angel.
second to
Nazi.
Nazi.
Yeah, because she was just
Fucking
funny as hell.
great. Yes, I loved her character.
Her personality was drove the show, I think.
She like with the cutest smile on her face, she'd just be like, well, maybe we could end this all if you just kill him. Like it's like
yeah, her side comments with like no shits given about human life, 'cause she's an angel and they can't feel emotion towards humans.
Yeah, that was.
She's like, well, if you just kill him, or if you just kill yourself.
Yeah, it's like good
all right.
Lord. Yeah, her very blunt statements.
Yeah, it's like, oh well.
Brought that like shock factor to kind of pull you back in. Like, oh wait, yeah, that's right. There are good or well written characters in this show.
Yeah, she carried the show as far as like just a personality.
Yeah, like she had a phenomenal personality. If you wanted like the not so much brooding, but like I'm gonna do everything in my power before I die kind of shit, you got Mukaido. If you want just like the quippy, like, standard kid character, but like he's got a little bit of pizzazz and a little bit of like, personality about him. Yuito, the twist with Yuito being the reason why Uryu was even doing 90% of that shit, just to kind of see, like, hey, I need this guy's power, so here, you're stronger than me and you can plan this shit better. I'll play a little game with you. Despite the fact that when you least expected it, Mr. I plan everything, I'm a super tactician, I yeeted a red arrow into your fucking chest.
Yeah.
Now, granted, timeline-wise, I don't know if you caught that. Remember, it's 33 days for the red arrows, right?
Yeah.
How many times did 33 days pass and somehow he was still under this motherfucker's red arrow spell?
They just keep reshooting him.
How?
Fuck if I know, dude. I don't give a shit. Side note, I was thinking about it. Miri is the angel of destruction is ugly.
Bro, that is what I would expect an angel to look like. And so
yeah,
like not all cute and bubbly like fucking Nase, not like Like if I were thinking angels, I would think fucking Mooney, and like if I'm thinking like younger female angel, Mesa. If I'm thinking male angel, definitely what the fuck? Yeah, Yazali. That the guy that was Tamari's angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think him just because he's very like, I am powerful. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
no,
Like he's got that kind of sense about him. I wouldn't think like.
it's hard to look at. It's not an easy thing to look at.
Yeah. Oh, you
I don't
mean
even think we
didn't?
really got to the scientist.
Oh no, I was about to get there. That way we could wrap this shit up.
Well, yeah, rapping. I don't really have a lot to say about it other than it was just like a
The
randomly
bullshit
inserted end of the
fucking
movie
yeah
show.
yeah
Like
exactly. That's
it
what I
had
was gonna get
nothing.
at.
Like all of a sudden, he's just like, "Oh, detesting God, and I want to kill all the God candidates and make there be no God." All of a sudden, it's like they
Yeah,
threw that in last minute
I thought
of the
I'd
show.
missed something.
Yeah,
I thought I straight the fuck up rewatched an episode because I was like, did I miss something here? No.
like it was a cool concept. They could have probably built. They could have. I feel, in my opinion, they could have picked one or the other. They could have picked Metropolyman, or they could have picked Mr. Science
Yep.
or Bill Nye. Like
Exactly.
they could have picked one of those two,
If they would
and
have,
built the story.
if they would have gone the Professor Yonader route
Just call him
from
Bill
the
Nye.
get go, that would have been fucking great because it would have culminated in because like the way that it ended made sense if they would have done that.
It would have been more of a mind like teasing show.
Yeah, it would have been
Kind of
more
the story
psychological
would have
with
been more
that
built around that than
instead
like they did
of
the first half of the show was action and fighting, and the second
yeah
half was mind games.
yeah.
It
They were
was
like,
like,
hey, by the way, let's make it psychological now.
yeah,
What? But why? Yeah, his character development didn't make any sense because it's like he's this really, really brilliant fucking character that we're supposed to be anyway. We're presented with a world renowned youngest Nobel Prize winner fucking laureate of a guy that has memorized pi basically up
he's
until
a
what has all
genius.
been. Yeah, he's an absolute fucking genius, right? Cool. Why is his main motivation just I'm gonna kill them all? That way there ain't no God. Are you
Yeah,
fucking kidding me? That's the best he could come up with. That's the
yeah,
best that a fucking supposed smartest dude on the planet could come up with.
yep. And that's all we have to say about that.
Yeah, because it's fucking pointless.
And
Like,
now to the ending of the show, which kind of will hit into why Mikado's shit ended up being useless. I think they fast. Well, okay, Saki and Mira ended up getting married or engaged and married, and
yeah,
because they were each other's crush in high school, anyways. So I think they fast forwarded 6 years.
6 years. Yeah.
6 years. So we haven't even really talked to him, but that little goth boy Shuji was the one who ended up becoming God.
Hmm.
That's what they voted.
Oh,
Or
you mean Shuji, the guy that we haven't said shit about for a
yeah,
reason
yeah,
because he
exactly.
was kind of
He
they kind
wasn't
of
in there till the second half of the show
yeah,
either.
he wasn't into the second half of the show. They'd already decided, fuck it, well, let's make him God. And then here comes Yaneda, who, for whatever reason, Shuji is somehow like a big fan of, genuinely.
Yeah,
And then he's like, bet, you're a fan of mine? I'm going to shoot you with
yeah.
a
That
red
whole
arrow and make
boss
you do
was
my
like,
bidding. And then that whole shit was ridiculous. Meanwhile, Midai and fucking Saki, who we, again, have not said very much about this entire time. Why? Because they were boring. If you want to talk about the two most fucking boring characters in the goddamn
whoa,
anime that I've
whoa,
seen,
whoa! All this cuss in
terrible.
this
Oh
episode.
no, fuck that. I'm upset that I watched this, and I'm sorry that
YouTube's
I
not
forced
gonna
you to
let this
watch it.
go.
I made you watch this, and I'm sorry.
Not safe for kids.
Nah, hell no. This shit's every episode's marked explicit.
Not on YouTube. I mean, I mark it not for kids, but
Nah,
still,
fuck that. You know
you know
what?
how
No, we're
they can
dropping
get on.
all.
They can get on the internet.
Yeah, they can get on us about this shit. You want to take the time to
Get
bleep out
messages
each
from
f
some
bomb?
random kid that happens to find the video, and his mom's gonna message us and be like, "What are you cussing for on this? Where my kids watching?" Like they do to those streamers.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
Like
but
I'm gonna shut your channel down. There's too much of that f bombing and bebopping. What's going on over there?
yeah, but either way,
But yeah,
the boy Shuji ended up as God,
yeah,
shooting himself with a white arrow,
yep,
which killed him and I guess, well, that's the thing. They made it to where it was like, okay, there's actually an entity of God, but then half of it's controlled by the human,
yeah.
and they just keep the entity constantly alive. is how it kind of goes. And it's like he basically kills himself and God, and then all of humanity wipes out, and it's like Thanos did a 2 snaps.
Yeah,
Like,
Thanos is out here doing some Calypso shit.
yeah, because they, and then that's the end of the show.
Yeah.
Humanity no longer exists. It's like, so
Cool. Oh no. But don't worry, there are a couple of pieces you missed there. And the only reason why I say that is because apparently Nase is older than God.
yeah, which was like, what?
It's like, what? Okay, we're just not gonna go into that because it's
We're
the
just gonna,
last
yeah,
fucking
we're gonna
episode.
spew this random fact in, and
Yeah.
then have
Nase's older
nothing to
than
explain
God.
for it.
Apparently, whenever God found Nase, he touched Nase, which weird, because she again looks like a child. But apparently
Well,
God,
she was apparently like just a little organism. She
yeah,
wasn't
she was
an
just an
angel.
organism. She wasn't a full blown angel yet, so she was
She
older
wasn't.
than God, as far as that's concerned. And then God apparently touched said organism and became infected by said organism. So Nase had some sort of control over God. Cool.
Well, she had like some of his D or what DNA, I
DNA,
guess, or whatever you
whatever.
want to
Yeah,
call it.
so she was super special. Um, yeah, so there was that portion that they just didn't explain. And then the whole Mesa keeping an eye on Shuji because Shuji had already been super suicidal, and he kept trying to figure
Yeah,
out how he could keep his promise to Ganeda of,
yeah,
hey,
it's
I'm
just,
gonna prove to you that God exists, or prove to you that God doesn't exist, whichever way, right?
yeah.
So his way of proving was to find an opening where he didn't have eyes on him
But he
24/7.
got what he wanted though in the end.
Yeah, in the end, by able to kill himself, which is what he had been wanting anyway, and to prove to fucking Yoneda, despite the fact that he wiped out all of
Like he
humanity,
proved it to him, but then Uneda's gone, and so it means jack
it means
shit.
literal jack shit. And then at the very end, the last like few seconds, it's like microorganisms in space
Yeah,
are just like, oh, well, we want to die too. I'm like, what does that even mean? What?
it's just I don't know. They, for how many episodes it was, they didn't go too in depth with like
No.
the whole premise of the show was like, oh, is God real? And is the
Mm-hmm.
God, like the second half of the show is more focused on is God real and all of that. And it's like you could have taken that, started the show with that, and then gone into more depth, and then used the other episodes to go into more into that and actually kind of think of something besides this vague bullshit.
Yes.
Because I
Super
could have,
vague, weird story jumps, story
it
beat
just
jumps. Like
happens.
it's like yeah,
Like
it
anyone
just
can write that.
is the weird restarts that were it for me. We're
Okay.
gonna we're gonna wrap this up here, and the reason why is because I just want to get this over with because it was pain. Okay, it was pain.
Okay.
I will say that much.
A positive, okay, one positive, as much as we talk shit about Mira, Mr. MC, I did like how his character did develop. He did change from the beginning of the show to the end.
Yes,
Still boring, but he did change. And then obviously the other characters that I said I liked. Uh, that's really it. The
that's
story was
really
a
it,
roller
man.
coaster. It felt like two different shows, and they could have left out the child serial killer, and that's that. I mean, so my rating for it, I would having a hard time. I don't want to like totally shit on it, but at the
No,
same time,
this is an
I'm
objective
like
rating.
I'm on like I'm really on like a 5. And the only reason it's middle of the road is because of those characters that did carry the show
Hmm?
for me. Like Nasi, she carried it. Mikado, he carried his section of it. Like there were side characters that carried it better than the mains, than what it was focused on. And so for me, it's that kind of, it balances to an even, like half the show was shit, half of it was really good and could have been something, and too damn long.
Yeah. Um, I will disagree with you on this one.
Oh, you're
Like
gonna go lower or
uh
higher?
that depends, and we'll find out right after we announce Waifu of the
Right
Week.
after. Oh, there you go. See, now that's a better way to do it.
That's a better
Still
way to
sucked, but it was
segue.
better than
Hey,
what you were
look,
trying to
bitch.
do before.
Look, I went from like a fucking 68 to a 73. Okay, that's
All
what we
right,
did
cue
there.
the music.
Waifu of the Week.
And the waifu of the week is going to be an obvious consensus. Yumiki. She's
Yes.
just badass cop woman.
Yumiki Monami with her ability to
She's
do badass kung fu.
loyal, can fight, looks good doing it, dresses sharp.
Mm-hmm.
and is just overall badass. And that didn't even have powers and was still kicking ass more than a
Buying
lot
a
of the
shit in a
characters with
goddamn
powers.
pantsuit.
And other things.
Yeah, you're. Consensus there,
Which, if you
obviously.
watch the show or whatever picture I pick for it, you'll know what other things.
Yeah, definitely gonna go with Yumiki. Sensational.
Congratulations for winning Waifu of the Week on this shit show. Wasn't hard. Although I will say, before Yumiki came into the picture of the show, Beret was my top
The
runner.
go-to, yeah, I'd
Yeah,
say I'd agree with that.
especially
Either
for
her or
just
Mesa.
the long hair, the little one spectacle, and then
I mean, like, look,
other things.
her and Mesa were the top two for me, and then Yumiki came into the show, and I was like, and we're gonna go back to the humans.
Sorry,
Sorry.
you've lost. You know your place, trash.
But yeah, let me go and wrap this up with my rating. As you've heard, I was not a fan.
Out of here.
There were way too many fucking cons to watching this fucking show. As I said at the very beginning of this should have been 12 episodes. There was no fucking excuse for it to have been 23 or 4 or whatever the fuck. I've been really good about trying to like not be super cursy on our podcast, but man,
just passion.
Dude, it was
just passion.
This is sheer passion and just anger that I watched this shit and spent 6.5 hours basically watching it total. That's a lot of time. That's a work schedule.
It was a bitch to get knocked.
Yeah, to get through, just because there were so many episodes where it dragged, man. Like
12 episodes again.
Yeah, like I've provided my pros for the show. They are heavily outweighed by the cons, and I'm giving this shit a fucking 3 out of fucking 10. Like,
Ooh,
plain and simple. And the only reason, you know why I got a 3? Because of the 3 fucking characters that I actually enjoyed out of the entire show.
1 point for each.
1 point for each character that I enjoyed out of the show.
Well,
this shit was all over the
Yumiki and Beret's
place.
other thing added 2 points for me.
It added the point 2 points that was necessary to get it up to a 3. Put it that way. But yeah, that's where I sit with that. I hope to never force either of us to watch something as garbage as that again.
Hey, you're the guide here, so this is your.
Oh, I'm well aware. But see, we're gonna run into shit like this sometimes. You know, it looks really good. The art style is beautiful.
It started out good.
It starts out great. It gets to that point and it just shits itself. Genuinely, it's like a 5-year-old going, I can hold it for one more ride on whatever roller coaster they were, and then you just leave streaks in the fucking air. When it comes to that goddamn loop, bro, it's that bad. Like, I couldn't hold it. I'm sorry. That's basically, no, this is not a childhood event whatsoever. I promise.
Is there some trauma you need to talk about?
No, there was a near issue the one time, but yeah, no, yeah, this was.
It was one time. Damn
it was one time. Okay. I burned the pants. But yeah, it was bad. Okay, this show was bad.
It was okay. Is bad okay? It was okay. There were parts that were okay, but it was bad.
Yeah, there were parts that were okay, but it was bad. And on that note, I want to get the taste of the shit out of my mouth, and I'm gonna go drink another fucking Trulies and just kind of woosah because I'm not gonna
say a word about what just came out of your mouth.
This shit has been stewing in my mind for like a week, and it's finally out.
Nice cold Bud Light, then I don't know if you're a man.
What are we fucking Peacemaker's dad? Jesus Christ. All right, y'all. We will definitely catch y'all on the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, if you feel like going through it and you got nothing but time, check it out
for sure.
Tell us what you think. You know,
if you're a masochist and you want to enjoy that fucking hell that is this show, by all means,
sees things differently. But
this is true. You might enjoy it. You might be like, "He was stupid. That was your garbage takes." Hey, look, by all means, do you
tell us?
Yeah, tell us. Be like, "Yeah, you were wrong. Those are great characters."
And then I'm going to tell you you're wrong.
And Saki were the best characters I've ever seen in my life, and I'm going to be like, "Bet, all right, cool, I guess." Yeah,
wrong. No.
No. But all right, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get at this bitch.
Comment, like, do all the things that you can do we're on Spotify, we're on a lot of
all
podcast
major platforms.
Yeah. We're on YouTube. I mean, we're on pretty much most
All the things.
the major podcast ones, Spotify, Apple, a couple of the other ones. We have it all linked at Anchor, uh, at our Anchor, which is
Anchor.fm slash
slash
Chilla
Chill Vanilla
Vanilla.
5.
Indeed.
Yeah, that one.
All right.
So check it out. Obviously, if you're depending on what you're listening to, if you're on YouTube, you can go to Anchor. If you already found it on Anchor or Spotify, then you can go to YouTube, and you can see my ugly face.
Your currently hairless ass mug.
Had to get some shiny baby face.
Yeah.
All right, we took enough time. I think we went way over our usual
We definitely
30
went
to
way
40
over.
minutes.
That was, I'm sorry, we had to rant. We're gonna cut some of that shit out, but that's good. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.
All right. Peace.